Hi everyone, it's Ms. Goldman. We are here for our 16th lesson of Eureka Module 5. And remember, these videos are being posted in case you missed the live lesson. So hopefully I will see you in our next live lesson. But you at least are able to hear what it was like right now. And remember, if you are needing to look at the pictures, better, if they're not showing up correctly in the Google Doc, you can use the PDF to help you. And if you are printing the lessons, just remember to be sending me pictures of your work so that you will receive credit. And remember too, if I'm going too fast, just press pause. And I hope to see you in tomorrow's live lesson too, as well. So let's begin. So in this first lesson activity, it says, estimate to equally partition and label the fraction on the number line. Label the whole as the fraction and box them. The first one is done for you. So we can see it for halves, it's 0, halves, 1 half, 2 halves, 3 halves, 4 halves. This next one is thirds. A little bit trickier because it's in threes, but I think you can do it. Then we have halves again. Then we have fourths again, and then we have 6 again. Now, what you want to make sure you are really looking at is where these are starting from. For example, A for 0 halves, it's starting at 0 and going to 2. So 0, 1, 2. Thirds, we're starting at 1 and just doing it to 2. Halves, again, 2, 3, 4. Fourths, we're starting at 3. You know what this should be. I'll give you a hint right now. 4, 5. And then for thirds, 6 to 9. So you know there's going to be a lot of numbers in there. Do your best. All right, we're going to go over the answers. So as you can see, it looks a little messy because there's so many written things on here, but that's all right because yours probably looks about the same. But let's make sure, as you can see, I highlighted my whole numbers because it says label the wholes as fractions and box them. So you can see I highlighted for B the thirds. I just did it instead of boxing them, it too, which I could have, but I just highlighted the whole numbers that I created. So here would be my next box for 2 twos, 2 halves, 4 halves, 6 halves. Then we have 12 fourths, 16 fourths, and 20 fourths. And finally, 18 thirds, 21 thirds, 24 thirds, I know it's a little hard to read, and 27 thirds. Now, something you may have noticed was for the thirds, at 6, 6 times 3 is 18, 7 times 3 is 21, 8 times 3 is 24, 3 times 9 is 27, just like fourths, 4 times 5 is 20, 4 times 4 is 16, 3 times 4 is 12, halves 2 times 2, well that one doesn't work for the twos, but then over here, so for the twos it doesn't, halves it doesn't work, but for fourths and thirds it does work, that little trick. And we see that over here because we have 1 times 3 would be 3, and 2 times 3 equals 6. So let's keep going. So for this problem, what we're going to do is partition each whole into fifths. So we're going to be adding those fifth lines like this. So I have 1, 2, 3. So remember 0 fifth, 1 fifth, 2 fifth, 3 fifth, 4 fifth, 5 fifth. Label each fraction as you count up. Box the fractions that are located at the same point as the whole number. So your whole number is going to end up here, hopefully, and here. But you want to make sure they're located, which ones are at the same points as the wholes. So take your time. All right, I'm going to go over the answers. As you can see, I started 0 fifths, go 1 fifth, 2 fifth, 3 fifth, 4 fifth, 5 fifth, box 5 fifths up. As you can see, it's box and go 6 fifths, 7 fifths, 8 fifths, 9 fifths, 10 fifths, and box 10 fifths up again. So let's go on to the next problem. So it says partition each whole into thirds this time. Remember, thirds. Label each fraction. That's what we've been doing each time. Count up as you go. Box the fractions that are at the same point as the whole numbers again. So take your time, and then I will let you know when I'm about to change to the answers. So you can pause it if needed. All right, I'm going to go over the answers. And here you see I start at 1. We're not actually starting at 0 this time, so my 1 would start at 3 thirds. Go 4 thirds, 5 thirds, 6 thirds, box that 6 thirds again because that's a whole. 7 thirds, 8 thirds, 9 thirds, box it again. 10 thirds, 11 thirds, 12 thirds. Again, you could see 1 times 3 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. And 4 times 3 is 12. So let's go on to our last problem. So for this one, it says, draw a number line with endpoints 0 and 3. So that means we're going to be starting at 0 and ending at 3. Label the wholes. So again, those are the 1, the 2, 3. And partition each one into fourths. We're going to label all the fractions from 0 to 3. Box the fractions that are at the same points as the whole numbers. So that's the same thing that we were just doing. So take your time. And remember that little trick I told you from multiplying. All right, I'm going to go over the answers now. And as you can see, I started 0, 1 4, 2 4, 3 fourths, 4 fourths, box it up again, 5 fourths, 6 fourths, 7 fourths, 8 fourths, box it up again, 9 fourths, 10 fourths, 11 fourths, 12 fourths, and box it up again. So again, that was the end of this lesson. I hope you understand it to help you do the homework now. If you need any more help, just please reach out to me. And make sure you are turning these in and answering all the questions. And I will hopefully see you live tomorrow, or you'll get to at least hear me. Bye. Stay smart and be a gold medalist.